Virgo, how you doing? Go on then, go. Just walk out the door now. Don't turn around. Some of you are having a disagreement with anybody. So anybody with anybody. Someone's like, I'm going to have a disagreement with anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. I'll have a disagreement against them. So someone's very probably argumentative at this time. Virgo. Okay, so do not make any of these messages fit. Do not make this about your love life. If it's your friend life, if it's park life, if it's weight, whatever it is that you're having a disagreement over, do not make it fit with a specific person and watch it just for love and say, yeah, that's my love life. If it is, it is. It might be a lover. It might be a mother. It might be a Gemini that you're having a disagreement with, or your partner is even. And I said this in another reading. If you're watching these readings, right, and you're with partnership and everything is great, do not relate it to your partner. Relate it to something that is going on with your partner or with yourself or with them, or with Em, or Emily, or Emma, or Melissa, or Maria, or Matilda. But again, Jen, Julian, Jason, Johnson, all the J's, all the same people. You're right, but like something to do with like I'm having a disagreement. Then go on, then go. Just walk out now. Don't turn around. Just get gone. If you don't like it, then go. So some of you are having a right argument, still going through the same thing, trying to kick someone out. They won't leave. You won't leave. You're still doing it. Still going over the same thing. Definition of madness. You could be dealing with a Capricorn as well. For a lot of you, or you have it in your chart. Go on, then go. Get out. Just if you don't like it, don't live here. If you don't want to be here, then don't. And that's all I keep hearing. If you don't want to be here, then don't. Like if you don't want to be at work, then don't. If you don't want to work here, then don't. Or if you don't want to be over here, then don't. Leave. But some of you, or Lee, the name Lee, but you're at home with a husband or wife and you're going over it. Same again. If you don't want to be here, then don't. Leave. Oh, I can't. I don't want to. I shouldn't. Shall I? Not. Don't I? Am I leaving? Are you leaving, Virgo? That's what I'm saying. Are you going to leave work? Or are you going to leave this person? Or are you going to walk out on them? Because for a lot of you here, you're more than likely with a person or married here. And whoever this is, in this energy, do not relate it to the person you're having a good time with. It's good times, bad times. So you kind of got this energy of like, look, I'm having a good time, but now you go and ruin it and spoil it. So what is that? Well, go on then, go, leave, get out. Don't want you around here. Is what I'm hearing. Like, I don't want you around here. Like, is this a friend? Or is it like someone that comes over and they're like, they spoil the party and you're like, man, y'all just spoiled the surprise. Like, you just like, you spoil it every time. Like, you just spoil things. Like, just mess it up or go on then, that's all they say. Go on, go, get out. Don't turn around now. 5 of Cups. Just leave, just get out. But like I said, these are Virgos that are really, really dealing with a person. And I've got to really ram that home to people. For God's sake, stop, or if you are, or ever do, relate every message to it I say to everything. My messages that I would pick up were really for the people of bad stuff that you're dealing with of a person. Okay, and I really have to make sure that everybody's on the same ticket here, right? Is that whoever it is, be it you or your partner or a friend or a person, that the message is, well, go on then go. If you don't want to be here, then why are you here? Like, are you here or are you not? Are you with it or not? Like, are you with Witten? Or like, are you with the Woolwich? The Woolwich. Woolly, the name Woolly? But like, are you with the Woolwich or not? Is this a bank or building society? And you're saying, like, if you don't want to be with us, then don't. Go somewhere else. Or is it a shop, for instance? And you walk into a shop, or you own a shop, or you work in a shop. Right, and you go in and they say, well, look, if you don't want to be in here, then don't go somewhere else. Like, what's the matter with you? Why do you can't constantly come at me with crap at work? And if you don't want to be in here, then why are you here? Why do you keep coming back if you've got complaints to make, or if you've got God knows what else is going on in your life? If you don't want to be here, then don't be in here. Like, if you don't want to be in a relationship, then don't. If you don't want to, like, it's all they keep saying, like, well, do I or don't I? You've got to have something to do with a Libra somewhere. And like, do you or don't you? Do you want to be here or don't you want to be here? Do you want to be at work or don't you want to be at work? Or do you want to be at home? Or do you want to work from home? Or do you want to live in this circumstance or not? That's what Spirit's saying, because I got a feeling that they're getting very fed up now. Because I'm just fed up. I am so sick and tired and fed up of the same old crap over and over again. You either want to be here or you don't want to be here. Or you either want a relationship or you don't want a relationship. Or you do want to be at work or you don't want to be at work, or you're living with a person that causes you that much strife, then you question yourself, well, why is it that I'm here then? Are you taking any notice of me whatsoever? Like, hello, I'm here. God, this relates me so much of a narcissist. But you know, hello, you know, I just feel like I'm just Virgo, and that I'm in a family group, and I'm in a group of people, or I'm in a group of friends, or I'm at work, and I feel like that everybody just wanders in and then wanders out, and they don't take any notice of what I say or what I do. They don't listen to a word I say, or like I keep telling people not to do something, but they go and do it. Or you know, say you're at work and people come in and they just look straight through you, that are extremely transparent, and you're like, man, this is an awakening. You can get this through an awakening. This is like the Matrix, and it really is that when you stand out of the crowd, of course you are, because you're different, right? So people will see you as kind of like, they won't see you, like they just kind of like, they look straight through you as if they're like, I didn't even notice that you were here. Like, oh, well, are you here? Like, I don't even notice that you are here. So it's kind of like this feeling. I mean, it could even be what I'm channeling of a feeling that Virgo has specifically, of like, I just seem to be wasting my time. Like nobody, like they just come in and they look at me and then they ask me for something and then I tell them and they don't listen. So what's the point, right? So it's kind of like, well, what's the point in me putting my point across if nobody listens to a word I say? So it's kind of, you know, like I said, that's what I'm saying. You can't change people. You can change your mind all the time. So it might be somewhat like a Gemini. And they change their mind all the time. You're like, well, hold on a minute. I thought we was doing that. And it's like, well, I don't know. What is this for? For Scorpio, right? And it's kind of like I don't know. It feels like that you feel like a stranger, like stranger danger, right? But like I feel like this is dangerous and I shouldn't really be doing it, right? But I'm doing it, but I feel like it's dangerous and I really shouldn't be doing it. And I feel like I'm a stranger here, and that when I mean, is this an employee and they're like always asking you questions? And they're like, well, I don't think I fit in. Like, I don't think that I belong here. Can you tell me the answer to like how I do this at work or something? And you tell this person and they don't do that. And you're like, well, what's the point? I've told you 1,000 times like how to do that. And you keep doing the opposite to what I say. Like if I tell you and show you how to do something and say, okay, you really need to kind of like, you know, work it this way and do that. This came up in the Taurus reading where I was explaining, I think I did something like an iPad. I said, like a person in life, you can tell them how to work something and then straight away they turn the blame on you and say that it's your fault. And you're kind of like, what do you mean it's my fault? I didn't say that, I didn't do that. And you're like, it's like you have to prove yourself constantly that you didn't say anything or that you physically didn't do anything. And these people have this way of turning it around on you, and like disassociation and like the division bell, and they divide people up and they conquer people up. Okay, and that when you're not really looking or not paying attention, then somebody changes the scenario slightly and then pushes it back on you on blame. Okay, and it was a simple scenario of things I go through here, of like, you know, something very simple. You talk to a person and then all of a sudden, within seconds, they blame you for it. And you're kind of like, hold on a minute. They go, well, I'm just talking. And you're like, I know you're just talking. You just spoke out your mouth. You know, and they're like, ugh. And they give you that very bad attitude problem in life. And you're like, Jesus Christ, man. The moment I speak out my mouth, you tell me to speak and that you're only speaking. And that when I do speak, you then turn it around on me and say, well, I'm just speaking. I know. That's why. And you get into such an argument with this person, I feel, for a lot of you. And well, that's control, narcissism. It's gaslighting. That's one step further than like narcissism. That's gaslighting. That's making someone feel as if they're to blame for something, right? So, and they do it. They turn it around on you within seconds. Like within seconds, is that you will talk to a person. They'll ask you a question, and you ask it, and then the moment that you give them a response, do they then twist the truth around, and then you're talking to them thinking, okay, this is just a normal conversation with a normal human being, and then suddenly, before you know it, out of nowhere, this person's turned the communication round into and made it into something very fucking negative in life, and then just thrown it straight back in your face and let you think or feel that you're to blame for something. You're like, what the fuck? What? Hold on a second, you just asked me a very simple question about a phone number, for instance, and I give you that, and then all of a sudden you just turned it around and said that that's my fault. What on earth is wrong with people? Gaslighting, narcissism. So you might be dealing with customers. If you work You know, and these people, they come in and they tell you and demand you that they want something, and then the moment you say, oh, hold on a second, you know, I'm sorry, but, and they're like, because I'm picking up like a 7 of cups, smoke and mirrors, and people that play tricks on people and mirrors and God knows what else. So your message is very confusing at the moment, because I feel like you or your partner, or you and your partner, or just you alone, or the person that you live with, whatever it is really struggling with a gaslighter in your midst, right? In your midst, and it's kind of like how on earth, you know, do I cope living with this person that I don't want to be around? That every time they ask me to speak, I do speak, and then when I do, they basically don't want me to speak, and then they do want me to speak, and then when I do speak, that's not good enough, and then when I do speak, it's my fault. They turn the situation around to blame me, to say that it's my fault. In fact, yeah, I mean, you've got to be dealing with Taurus, Scorpio people in your life, soul group people. And yeah, they just turn it around straight on you to blame you and say that it's your fault. And you're kind of like, what the fuck is wrong with humanity? Right? Humanity. You probably want to play the game, Something for Humanity. Right? Very good card game. But like, all of a sudden, you literally just turned that around and told me that that was my fault, when all I did innocently was just speak and say something. And this person, amongst your midst of people, is one of the biggest gaslighting narcissists that you could possibly, well, like I said, if they are, you would be dealing with the person, right? Because you would know the moment you say something, this person will just flip it around and say, no, it's your fault. You're like, what? What? Yeah, I mean, that's humanity. They're telling me that you're dealing with this on a major level, really, or major, but you're dealing with it on a major level around everybody that you deal with here. A lot of people are noticing things, you know, around this, because, well, it's definitely been coming up for a while, but, you know, it's definitely coming up in the readings for a lot. And my channel messages can never always be about love and that everything is gravy and cushy, because life is more important than just your love life, right? So if you are part of my Patron and you watch the Taurus and other readings where I told a lot of people around, what was we talking about? I've had to write this down because it's coming up. Contradiction. People that contradict themselves. Okay, is that they're kind of like, there's something that they want, but then when they get it, they contradict themselves as if to say, well, hold on a second, I thought that's what you wanted. Like, you wanted that. And it's like, so I give you that and that's what you wanted, but now you've turned it around on me to say that that's my fault. And they contradict it. Like, if you read emails and read things, you read it and you kind of think, hold on a second, you're kind of like asking me that you don't want this person, but you're trying to find out why you don't want this person. Like, contradiction of like asking a question, for instance. Like a question and an answer. And you deal with this within control, okay, but everybody goes through control, right? Everybody goes through control, because, trust me, when you're being gaslit and narcissistic energies, you can start to really look at everybody as a narcissist, and even yourself, you can start to think, fuck, you know, am I really a controlling person? Right, because you're fighting against the person, and that triggers you off, and you think, fuck, is that me, or is that them, or is that you? Right, so be very cautious around energy of what you believe in your head. But contradiction is a big part of a gaslighter as well, because it's the overall plan of what they have in order to draw your attention away from something and basically put it on you, which means they will deflect the energy from themselves, not admit anything about themselves, and then push it straight onto you and say that it's your fault. So they have a way of contradicting themselves where you're like, right, basically you just contradicted yourself. You basically just asked me how something works, and the moment I started to tell you how it works, did you then literally just flip the energy around like a mirror and just pushed it straight back at me as if to say that it was my fault, the reason why it isn't? So contradiction. It's still in the mirror and in the head of, like, you'll be looking at a person and speaking to the person, and then, like, you're really going through it with the person and say, okay, can you just tell me how this works, why this goes on? You're like, okay, hold on. Right, so what you want to do is, okay, this is what I know, is this, okay, and then they're like, well, no, that's something that you've done. And you're like, no, whoa, hold on a second, hold your horses, Cancerian maybe, but like, hold your horses, I just literally just told you that, like, and you've literally just flipped it around and told me within an instant of, God, anything that is very minimal, because that's the fuse, right, that's the short fuse of a 7, or a tower moment, or like a Sagittarius, or someone, it doesn't matter the star sign, someone that will just flip the script on you straight away, and you're like, whoa, hold on, you just asked me a very simple Blaine, Blaine, the name Blaine, or Lane, the name Lane, Laney, Lanny, Lane, or Blaine. But like, you just asked me literally a plain question, unless your name's Plain. Oh, private flight. Sorry, not you. But like, you literally just asked me like a specific question, and I gave you that. And then the moment I did, you pretty much just told me that I was to blame for something that is not within my knowledge to know, or within my head, in order that you asked for help and I give you it and now you don't. You know, it's because you can also get this within people as well that ask questions about their lovers or about their mothers, because this could be going on about a Gemini, for instance. What do you know? But like, they flip it around on you straight away to let you know that you're accountable for what you've done when you haven't done anything. Like, you've literally just acted accordingly to a question. So someone gives you a question, you answer it, and then they pretty much blame you for the answer that they wanted, but it wasn't good enough. So they have this way of making you feel guilty, or think that they do. You see, the trouble is with narcissists and like gaslighters, they physically think that you're worried. Like, you're worried. I mean, because they don't understand the reason why you avoid them. But the more you avoid them, the more they can't understand why you're avoiding them. And then the more that you won't admit why, and the moment that you tell them why, they don't understand, and then they can't figure it out, and then you get lost in God knows what kind of like bullshit, like thing, like, well, you can think what you want, I really don't care. And then this person just, I mean, you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with gaslighting, man. You know, look at the Taurus reading that came out there, and another reading, I think it was, within the Cancerian reading maybe. I can't remember which messages, but they're the same ones. They're exactly the same messages for you, Virgo, that were in those readings. So, like I said, when you watch a reading, you've got Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and like North Node. And then anybody within that soul group, like me, for instance, my energy is going to be in every single reading that I do this month for every single star sign. Because there are friends that I know that have 6 placements of something, and then their partner will have 6 placements. And then say my girlfriend, and then her mother or father, and then, you know, you're basically in every reading, because it's part of your soul of what you're experiencing through the reading itself, right? Of what we all go through. So, like I said, when you're watching a reading, in order for me to really try and educate people and not brainwash people, is to try to get people to understand that you're going to be in pretty much every reading. You know, you will be, because the people that you know are going to be in your reading. So you could even watch your own and think, man, I know, say if a Capricorn come up, I know a Capricorn. There's a good possibility of something that I know about them that they're going through, right? So something to do with that. But yeah, you've kind of got this like blame. You've got to be dealing with Taurus Scorpio energy somewhere. A lot of blaming. But these narcissistic gaslighters, they're raving lunatics. You know, they're raving lunatics. Or the name Raven. I mean, you call Raven and you're going for it. Like Raven or Raven's Court. But Raven. Okay, John's Craven's news round. John Craven or Raven or John. Julian, Jason, Justin. But let's see. Virgo, what have they got coming up for April, please, for Virgo? Here they come, Loopy Loo. Working round the corner, waltzing Matilda straight back into your life. Are you going to go through the same cycle with this person again? More than likely, yeah, Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin. But going through the same thing again. Going over the same old ground again, doing the same old thing again. Are you accepting this person into your life? Whoever this is, soul, group, people, group activity. Sorry, I'm not part of the group. But like group, let's make a group out of it. Let's make a Groupon. I'm sorry if I come across a bit weird, but I am not part of a group. My channel, I just stick with my own, okay? Just to make that clear. But like group. Let's make a group of it. Let's make a group. Let's make plans. Oh, this could be music. This came up big time in the last reading that I did. There was Leo. A group, musical youth, something to do with musical youth or music, but copying again, what is that? Copying music. Copying music. Someone was ripping music off or ripping. Why am I hearing that now? Man, I don't want to go down this road again, man, with people. Ripping and copying things. Why? Why? Ripping and copying. If you're not part of the channel and you've just found it again, just go back and watch the old ones. It's the same thing. This person's still doing the same thing. Copying, ripping people's material. Copying people material. Material girl, materialistic. Analytic. Annalise. Analytical. Ripping. Copying. Music. Material. I keep hearing material. Materialistic. Copying material. They keep saying copying material, copying material, copying, like a photocopier or a printer. A printer. Prints. Anyway, it might not be, but that's what I hear. Let's see. Man, a lot of you are probably going to get, that's what I said, I can really rub people up the wrong way. Because I have a complete difference of opinion. It came up slightly in the Leo reading and it turned around, you see. It started off okay and then it turned out with 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands. Around people trying to corner and conquer the market and conquer things. Like a conquer tree. But it was people that are absolutely blottoed off their nut. Like blottoed off their nut. Man, you'll just have to watch them. Like blottoed, completely and utterly like zonked out, like doing shots in their eye and God knows what else. Like, fucking hell, man. What's wrong with people? But you're getting clients either way. So you've kind of got this energy here of, well, Page of Pentacles. It's kind of like Cinderella. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. I need to go and find my heart. Heart, I just died in your arms tonight. Somebody could have just had a baby that's been born into the soul group here. Might be a Libra. But somebody's just been born. But I'm also hearing just died as well. So I don't know if somebody passed in your life. Somebody's just pretty much passed the test. Driving test or just passed. I'm hearing, oh, I just passed my test. So someone might have got a job or something and they've just passed, like with honours is what I'm hearing, like graduation, graduating, like a, what do you call it? And I said it in another reading, channeled wise, was a master's degree. I just passed my master's. Nobody is an ascendant master, though. There's never a master at anything, trust me. But Masterson, my son. You right, my son? But like my son, that's 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 my son. No, it's not, it's my son. No, it's not, it's my son. No, it isn't, it's, yeah, but it is your son, but why don't you pay attention to them then? Well, because it's my son. No, it isn't, it's my son. Y'all lot pulling your kids apart here. Some of you daren't or won't even leave because of a child, but it's actually making this kid wander, like wander off. Well, when's dad coming back? When's mum coming back? Where would we go if we was to leave? Where would we be able to go? I need to make a plan to get out and go down this path, but am I daring and willing enough to go it alone? Because I'm hearing, like, if I have to go this alone, then I will go it alone. And if I have to walk home alone, I will walk home alone. But it's like, yeah, well, where are you going? I'm going out. Yeah, but what time are you coming back? Are you okay? Like, is it dark? It's like, bruv, like, if I have to walk, I will walk. If you're not going to give me a lift, I'll walk home. Some of you do walk home and you go to meet your partner, or they come to pick you up. But I'm definitely picking up, like if I have to walk home, I will walk home. Like, I don't mind walking. Some of you just do a lot of walking. Foo Fighters, it came up in another reading, which was the last one, which was Leo. They had 2 songs, which was Hero and, well, no, Walk, but by Foo Fighters. But like, if I have to walk, I will walk. If I have to leave, I will leave. Or I am on annual leave. Okay, some of you are on annual leave. Some of you are like, you can't wait for your kids to go to school, or they are, but they keep saying annual leave here. like I'm physically not working, or I've just given birth to a person and I'm on annual leave. Or it's your nan, like it's my nan, my nan, my nan. Or someone that talks about one child, it came up in the Leo reading, somebody that singles a person out and talks about one of their brothers or one of their sisters, like mostly, but they, like their parent avoids the other family members, but they focus so much on one of the kids that this kid is kind of like, I don't know if this, I mean, if this is a young child, it's different, but if this is a grown adult, it's making someone feel very uncomfortable around, like, if I have to leave this person, I'm going to have to, right? Or the name Lee. But I'm also hearing, will you leave them for me? Would you leave that person for me? So if that's judgment, well, which it is, or witches of Eastwick, but if that is witches, then that's witches. But if that's, because that can also be swipping it up and chopping, or shopping. I'm picking up, do you want to go shopping? Some of you are on a good timeline with your person here. You are. I've got to change it around. Some of you are on a good timeline with your person here and you're having a good time and you're going shopping. Like you're going out, buying some stuff, going to the supermarket, going to all those kind of things and going shopping and buying quite a bit of stuff. Your person might buy you a gift here or offer to pay. This person, if they're quite well off, they would offer to pay. They would say, look, if you can't do it, I'll buy it. Like, I'll buy it for you. If you can't afford it, I'll buy it for you. Okay. So if somebody takes you out on a date, they would pay. Right? They would pay right here. Because I'm hearing, like, I'll pay my own way and I do it my own way. If I have to do it, I'll pay. Like, I don't want a handout. I'll do it by myself. Like, I'll pay for it, or I'll make you pay for it, whichever way around that comes. But that is also big in the Leo reading there around recording a contract, like a recording contract, or making a record, or copying music. But copying music is where you pretty much just rip off a whole song, and it is their song, like it isn't someone else's. Like within mixing and mastering and stuff like that I do. I mean, I don't use other people's songs, but some people out there that do music, they take a song and then they split it all up into, like here, you would see you can't see it, but a push, right, an Ableton Push 2, and it's got loads of squares on it, pretty much, but drum pads, and you can take a whole song and you can split it into sections, and then when you press it, it'll just play one section, and then you can make a whole track out of someone else's track. That is what happens in the music industry. So you got that. Someone's trying to make it in the music industry here, like music industry. Now, but if that's straight up copying and ripping it off, that's a copier. That's someone that's ripping music off. If that's someone that's copying someone else's stuff, that's someone that's ripping, like completely ripping, which means that everything that you do, I do. Or voodoo. I keep hearing voodoo, man. What the fuck? Jesus. But everything that you do, I do better. Everything is competitive energy here. Anything you can do, I can do better. If you can do it, I can do it. If you can do it, I can do it. You see, oh no, I'm not going to go into that anymore. Came up, sorry, but I'm not going into that anymore. Sorry, but messages keep coming into my head, and I'm like, man, it's just no point me really saying all of these things. Really, it's about life coaches. It's about life coaches. You know, trust me, motivation. If you're a motivational speaker, then you have to have a hell of a lot of motivation, right? That doesn't make you a life coach, right? You're just someone that motivates people, right? But, you know, in my eyes, a life coach is someone that teaches you valuable things, which is, or people that show you how to wire a plug, like to turn on a television, to how to physically live your life. Not, you know, you get other energies of like, well, I want to be a motivational coach. It's not a tarot reader. Well, I definitely don't class myself as that. I class myself as an advisor, or a miser. None the wiser. You see, someone's none the wiser to a nun, someone's religious, a clergyman. That came up in both readings. Clergy, or the clergyman, or the working man. But like, I'm a workman. I'm a painter man. I want to be a painter, like a decorator, like a painter and a decorator. Somebody that goes around people's houses and they decorate their homes, like a painter and decorator. Okay. Is what I'm hearing. Painter, decorator. Declaration of Independence as well, something to do with that. I don't know if this is anything that's going on around, what do you call it? It's not America, but it's kind of, what do you call it? I don't know. I'll be here ages trying to remember what that is. On the border of American border. Yeehaw! Y'all come out there and yeehaw and bip your head and all that. That place, right? But there. Yeah, I mean, somebody is getting clients, building up their clients. Okay. Let's see. Going under construction, surveillance, someone's surveillance. Camera, nanny cam or cam? There you go, sweetheart. But cam, this is the child that was born that I predicted here, Cameron. Cam, but like a nanny cam or a camera, or you're buying a camera, or you're looking at a camera, or you're speaking on a camera, or you're talking to a camera, or this is a Cameron. And a camera, candid camera. Oh, I came up for another one, someone's very candid. Okay, candid camera though, that's taking pictures of people or taking evidence of people that don't want it, right? Candid camera can mean that I took pictures of things that I don't want, or I took a picture of a person. That's candid camera, right? That's when you take someone's picture without their consent. So I'm hearing like accent, consent, or like accent, or accident. I said it by accident, or I said something by accident, or AdSense. You see, if you've got, like I said this in another reading, if anybody's ripping anybody's material off, you won't get AdSense, because the moment that you hit that YouTube button and say, okay, please YouTube analyze my YouTube channel and keep an eye on it, if you've got anything on there that's copyright material or any kind of clause within their guidelines, and you've done all of those and you've got loads on your channel, they won't monetize you, because they'll take all of those off and down, and because you've got copyright stuff on it. Right? So because there is copy here, and if it isn't yours and it's someone else's video, for instance, say if someone downloads my video and they put it on their channel, straight away I get something on my channel to say that it's been copied, physically ripped off. Right? So that will flag me up and let me know that there's a video out there exactly the same as mine, right? So then I'll look at it and think, you just fucking ripped that off me, right? So then I'll send a thing to say, okay, it's either one, you take this down, or straight up, no, I'm getting your whole YouTube channel took down. So these are the weird people out there that have been complaining about everybody, telling them that there's a small group of people out there getting ready to take down tarot card readers. Or like, I'm getting ready to take everything down, is what I'm hearing. Like, I'm getting ready to take you down, or to take you away. Some of you are trying to take this person away from this father or mother, or take, like, getting ready to take my child away on holiday, but they keep saying, I'm getting ready to take these away from you. So if there's anything that devious that comes up in your reading, at the beginning of the just two cards, I'm starting to hear now that I'm getting ready to take these off you, right? Off you. Because this can be clients. This is the client war, and God knows what else goes around. I'm getting ready to take all of these off you right now. But this can be a child, like I'm getting ready to take on more hours at work, or I'm just about to get a new job and take more hours on. Or I'm just about to take all of my child away from you because I don't want them away from you, which would mean like a divorce and a settlement, and physically ending this once for all, and physically leaving this person on their own and saying, you know what, if I've got to go, then I'm sorry, but I've got to go and sort my life out first and then come back for my child. You see, if you have anything where it comes to where you are looking at divorce and things in life, we are born with a certificate on our head to say that we have a new beginning in life. That's why you have judgment. So you are born were basically an astrology placement of a settlement of you have a fresh, clean start, right, in life. Your karma is only built up by you being here, right? You being here. Everybody will think that your karma is created by a past life. So you'll get all the skeptic folk and all the people that believe in past life, even though you just think it, because it may be because you've read about it and God knows what else and seen it on YouTube, people talking about past life, and so many people that have done tarot card readings in the past for so long talking about past life. But have you ever really been down that road? Right? Me, I died, physically died and came back. I never see anything. And I was pretty much dead for a while. I didn't see anything. But anyway, people do, right? But again, when you come here as a spirit, in my eyes, of my belief, is that you have a fresh, clean slate of a mind, right? What is absorbed on that timeline by everybody else that's in society creates your karma presently here. So you have a clean slate. That's why you have a choice. That's why you have two, Libra, right? You have paths to take in life. You have a choice. Which side do you take? The light side or the dark side? And then you'll get, I'm a light worker. Turn the light out, right? Like a Virgo. Turn the light out, and do you rock a mic like a candle and stand there like a light beacon? No. No. So you get people that believe in goddamn light workers and all this crap. And they have awakenings and they go through the light working stuff. You are not here to save people. You're not. And soon, eventually you will realise that the only person in life is that you can save is physically yourself, because change is not possible for other people. You can't change everybody's life. You can't change a person's life, because they'll soon go back to old behaviour. You can tell them not to get back with their ex, but they do. Right? You can spend a long time telling someone and going over it and over it and over it and rehearsing it of what to say to people to do it, but then when they play out their own karmic pattern of what it is that they want to do, they do it, which means that you can't control a person's destiny. You can only control your own. You can't stop people from doing what they want to do. You can tell them all day long, but you realise that they are going to fill out their contract of what it is that they have to go through, no matter how many times you tell people black and blue in the face of what all this light working crap and bollocks really is, when really it is nothing. You are literally a human being to save yourself, and when you can actually guide others in order to do it differently than others. Right? So here, in order to get out of the situation, if your life is in turmoil, it's involving children, then sometimes you have to go and sort out your life first in order to be able to have kids that follow you. They will follow your leader here. They will follow your lead. Okay, this is why I say it's very careful on who or what you listen to, because people will follow your lead. So if you're here with a belief of something, you'll get loads of people believing in extraterrestrials and God knows what else. Not on my timeline, not at all. No, it's a waste of my time. I don't believe in that. People believe in goddamn Blu-ray twin flames, and they want to. And there's nothing that I can do to stop people from doing it. They'll just do it until they learn that that absolutely didn't really make any kind of impact in their life whatsoever. When they ascend further here, when they get up here, they kind of think, oh yeah, I used to remember when I used to believe in all that, but I don't believe in it anymore. And believe you me, if you're here now, later on here, you won't believe in all of that. I made a 4-year stint on YouTube before I made this channel talking about all of that bollocks and that bullshit about law of attraction and light workers and God knows what else through my awakening periods. Now I believe that's all been taken down and deleted out of time now, because I believe that is an absolute load of poppycock waste of time bollocks. I'm sorry if I am such in that way, but that is my belief, because I've done it. I've been there. I've experienced this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. And I realised that was an absolute waste of metaphysical time. It was just an awakening, right? But again, it depends what your calling is. If you are meant to do it, well then you'll do it. But later on in life, your mind will change completely differently, and you're like, you know what? All that stuff that I've been, and I apply with the same method. All that stuff that I've been telling these people for so long, now my opinion has changed against life because I've had a different epiphany. Now I've started to change my opinion on how I see the world and see people and see energy happening, because I do. All those people that have been now following me, believing all of that, now I'm in a 2 and 8 now, where I have to now de-brainwash all the people that are below here, believing in what I used to believe in, but now I don't. So then if you get tarot readers and tarot community and tarot channels and God knows what else, And you get people that tell people all these kind of things here, but they're an inexperienced of a person that may be up here. I'm not saying me, I'm just saying that they tell people down here. Some people, they've come to me believing in things that weren't even real. And I'm like, well, who on earth told you that? Who on earth told you that that means that you need to sit here and wait for communication? They told me for ages that I was going to end up being communicated by this person, and they didn't. No, it's because you didn't reach out to the person. Because it's a possible chance that this person could well not be speaking about something that's going on here, behind closed doors, behind a house, behind a home, behind their eyes. Okay, where a place you need, where you're going, you're not going to need eyes. I can see, right? So here, this could quite mean that I am not speaking to the person of my past. I decided not to. I thought about speaking, because you see, this is still a spying card because it's a thinking card. All pages are information gatherers. They think about doing something, but they may not, right? So here it's kind of like, well, I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. I really don't know as yet. I'll think, sure, but I haven't made my mind up of whether I really want to talk to you or not, right? So you've kind of got that for a lot of you. You've kind of got these people as well that may be watching that don't never hit the like button. I'm not saying there's any Tino shade, but you get people like of tarot readers, for instance, or people that have got a load of subscribers or whatnot. They can watch, like, you know, because I've got them, right? But they don't never comment or say anything. You get people that just come across it and they watch and they're like, oh, that's interesting, but I'm not going to say or do or anything. I'm just going to thanks and go, and then go off to another one, and then not say or do or contribute, and then go off to another one, and then to another reader, 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 and to another reader. You know. So you've got these people that are kind of like wandering around, going from place to place to place to place to place to place. This person could be a fish, a Piscean, but this could also be a care home as well, as what I'm picking up, like somebody that works for a place called Askham House, maybe. And they go from town to town, and they go around in the community, like my sister. They go around in the community helping people of the NHS, not spiritually. They go around physically in the NHS supporting people through the coronavirus, through people that work as medical doctors. You know, scientists are not doctors. Spiritual people are not doctors. There are people I know in my life, old people. They take the info that I have, right, and they use it in their own practice, which means physically, the person from Australia was, God knows how, but, oh man, I can't give you all of that because it's really talking about people behind their back, even though I don't know whether they're watching or not, but work for mental health care. Me, when I experienced that, person was absolutely batshit crazy, narcissistic, off her mind. Teaches people. Is a doctor of people that's suffering through child abuse and things, right? But through my eyes, when I witnessed that person had strong narcissistic, bad gaslighting tendencies. Some people, like I say, it doesn't matter what you do, right? Here, there are people that take information from people and they use it in their own practice. Right? They use it in their own practice, which is the Mandela effect. Is people learn by listening to other people and then use it as their own practice to do it. It depends on how complex this gets of what it is that you're copying, right? So, you know, you've kind of got that. People that are learning, right? Learning. But yeah, I am hearing here though, which is through, I keep hearing witches, but I am hearing through this is that judgment is something to do with around like, I have to put myself first, right? I have to put myself first. Which means that sometimes people in life, they need to go and sort out their life first before they consider their children. Because I need to get my life in order to be able to support you fully, right? So when you have divorces and things, and you have husbands and wives that fight over God knows what in life, sometimes the male energy takes, if you're dealing with a narcissist, or control, or whatever it is, because your channel messages were a little bit... Sometimes in life you have people that fight over kids and over children, and they manipulate the woman or man into staying, but but they don't want them to stay, but they manipulate them because of the child. So the mother or father then has a decision to make of like, well, if I want to make a better life for you, for everybody to physically see that I can do things myself, in order to get you back later in life, I need to sort my life out first in order to get you to follow my lead. So you will see that I can do this for you. But if you see what I do for you is staying fucking here, then that's the wrong approach. Because what you're teaching as a person is that you're a carpet prepared to be treated like you are, right? Instead of me physically showing you that I'm a strong independent character that can show you the way that it's done in the right manner, right? So you get people that have to start their life over again in order to be able to do it the correct way instead of doing it copying, or to be able to try and fit in and do what someone else is doing. It won't work. You have to do what you do that's designed for you. That's why it's designed for you, right? It's because it really is, right? So you can't copy people's calling. You can only find your own path in life. You can only find your own path in life, right? So sometimes in life, I'm going to have to find a path for you to follow it, right? So this is the yellow brick road, right? I'm in search for a heart, courage, strength, right? And in order for me to do that, I need to do that for you, to do it for you, right? Even though it's in front of you, some people think, well, the most important thing in front of me is my kid. If you are still in a circumstance that's teaching this child the wrong way of growing up with a person, well, then you need to start doing something about it and put yourself first here. So this child is very curious of following you. Because at the moment what you're doing here is that you're showing a child that you're prepared to follow it. Stephen King. But you're prepared to follow it, right, here. So if you're prepared to follow it, then what on earth is going on with my channel messages here? So there is something like, well, I'm prepared to follow it, but am I taking it or not? Am I taking the advice, if it's me or anybody? Am I taking the advice? Am I doing something about it? Or am I just sitting in judgment, constantly not doing anything about it, teaching my kids, teaching my children this way of doing it, which could well be the wrong way in life, which is where it really needs to be here. Right. Or was it? I forget which way it was now. Was it or wasn't it? I can't remember which way around the cards were. What was the first card out that you had? I don't know. When it comes to doing the extended, I will take a look, but I can't remember. I know a lot of you are going to be saying, Steve, but I can't hear you, bro. I'm on a camera. So don't waste your time. But I will look before I do your reading, just because it's recorded, obviously, and then I stop and go on the other one. So I will find out. But again, your energy here is a lot to do with someone that just waltzes straight back into your life in certain manners here, expecting something. It's not bad because it's a progression, right? It's an admitting an energy. You know, the one thing about me that you will always know is that I will always admit if I was wrong. I would always say that, you know, I'll always apologise, and I would always admit defeat, right? Which is, okay, yeah, I can see it now. I can see clearly now. I can see the lesson. I can see the value of what that was. So I can tell it for what it is. So I can admit my defeat. I can admit an apology. I can put my ego aside and admit defeat, that because this can be an apology, right? It can be a thought of an apology, but it's admitting one's problem and admitting defeat and admitting, you know what, I own up, I cop up to that, you know, I own that. You have to own it, right? You have to, in order to get anywhere in life, you have to own what when you come around and like, oh, I've just come round a little bit, right? It's just like, oh, I've just been knocked out unconscious, maybe, who knows? But I've just come around to the actual thought of like, oh, actually, now I look at that, now I can now see what you mean, right? I get it, right? A light bulb moment. I now get it, like, you know, because you're calmer when you get it. You get it, right? You get it? But like, you see, you will get it eventually, but sometimes it takes time, which is metaphysical, so there isn't any. So there isn't amount of time that you can keep doing this. You can do it for as long as you like. As long as you like, you can keep playing out cycles of judgment. For as long as you like. There is no time limit. Right? Spirit can just let you sit there doing this. If you're not doing anything about it, they'll just keep letting you do that. There is no, they've probably been telling you for God knows how long of what you're not listening to. Me, for instance, and also others. Yourself. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But I ain't going to. Yeah, no, I'll just watch another tarot reading and just see if that makes any difference. And, oh, it hasn't changed. No, because I haven't done anything about it in my life. So it's not changing. No, of course not. Scorpio. Or Libra. Yeah. Is there a job out there, Steve? Tell me if there's a job, and can you give me a job reading? But I'm not physically looking for one. I just think it's going to manifest into my life like law of attraction. Like money. I'm waiting for money, but I'm not doing anything about earning it or getting it. But I want it. Well, I need to go and talk to a law of attraction person and see if I can get this money that I haven't putting effort into. Be careful on judgment of what you get, what you don't earn. Because if you don't, it's not yours. Spiritually, you'll take it, what isn't yours. Oh, no, don't go down that road with your law of attraction. You'll probably have a tree come crashing through your fucking house. There you go, there's your money. Now spend it all back on your house in order to claim it. Right. But anyway, we're going to go on with the rest of your reading. That is your reading so far. It's only 2 cards, Virgo. But that's your reading so far. If you want me to get serious about the reading itself, you'll have to join my Patreon. This will be on tier 1 and also tier 2, which is the full access bundle, basically, because there is 3 tiers, but the full access bundle. Tier 1 will give you this reading, full spread, clarified what you've got coming up generally, okay? If you are part of the full access bundle, that's throughout the month. I will do weekly readings to break it down, because after you do a monthly, there is going to be a lot of cards there, and it can get very difficult for the messages to really mean a story, because I'll get lost myself. Too many cards, too many energies, too much story, okay? So, general reading of monthly. If you want any more after that, which is this same reading, and then four weekly readings, you will have to join the full access bundle on Patreon. It does what it says on the tin, gives you everything in there. Everything is there, in there, on there, will be, everything. Okay? But anything that you want, you can find it in the show more section below, provided below the video. Okay? Thanks very much, Virgo, and I'll hopefully catch you on the other side.